Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to another edition of the Monday Night Raw Review. I'm your host, the Invincible E. Vincent, and this show is brought to you by UnifiedWrestling.com and 123wrestling.co.uk. Okay, tonight's Raw coverage is pretty much, I won't say more of the same. This is the lead-up, actually, to the Money in the Bank pay-per-view that's going to be taking place this Sunday. Now, the show started off with AJ coming down to the ring, and calling CM Punk out. He says he's here and he wants to know what it's all about. And she says that he showed his true feelings for her on Sunday, or rather on SmackDown last week. And she wants to tell him, first of all, she's in complete control of her faculties. And after that, she proposes to him. She gets down on one knee and asks CM Punk if he'll marry her. And he's standing there in stunned silence, and Daniel Bryan comes out and screaming, "No, no, no!" He tells her that he wants to marry her, and he's been thinking about it ever since he got up this morning. And then he asks her if she'll marry him. CM Punk points out, "Okay, hold on a second. If you were thinking about it all day, where's the ring? Obviously, this is just a ploy so that you can get her favor because she's going to be the guest referee for their match that's coming up at Money in the Bank." And the Ghost GM, the anonymous general manager, chimes in, the one that's been gone since before Laurinaitis came, and says that they're going to go ahead and have a mixed tag team match tonight, AJ and CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan and Eve. And that's how the show starts off. Following that, we had match number 1, Sheamus versus Jack Swagger. Sheamus won this with a white noise drop and a brogue kick. Now, again, this is kind of a warm-up for him because he's going to be going toe-to-toe with Alberto Del Rio on Sunday. As he's celebrating his win, up on the screen, Alberto Del Rio shows up and points out to him that he's going to go ahead and win the match on Sunday and take the championship away from Sheamus. Now, Sheamus doesn't think too kindly of that, and as Alberto Del Rio drives away on the screen, Sheamus gives Jack Swagger another brogue kick just because he wasn't dazed already enough. Now, following that, Cole announced that, first, before Cole made his announcement, backstage, Zack Ryder was talking to Santino, and this was supposed to be the week where Zack Ryder was in charge of GM, at least for SmackDown, I guess, because Santino told him that the general manager, the Ghost general manager, was back. Zack Ryder said he didn't know anything about that, and the show went on, and Santino said that he was going to go ahead and do some detective work and find out if he could find out who that actually was. Following that, we had the second match. Well, Cole announced, first of all, that for the 1000th episode of Raw, Rock had announced via Twitter that looks like he's going to be back for the 1000th episode, and also the mention that he made after his match with Cena a few months ago, that he was going to be looking for a championship. And Cole said that The Rock is going to provide more details at that show, at that 1000th episode. Following that, we had match number 2. This was Dolph Ziggler and Tensai versus Tyson Kidd and Christian. The winners of this were Tensai and Dolph Ziggler. This was after Tensai caught Christian with a backsplash and a pin. And following the match, again, he beat up on Sakamoto for no reason. Actually, I take that back. He beat up on Tyson Kidd some more. Then he beat up on Sakamoto. Following that, we had Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler arguing. Cole winds up spilling some water on Jerry, and this sets up a match for later tonight between Jerry the King Lawler and Michael Cole. Prior to that, the Ghost General Manager said that they were going to go to WWE.com and have the fans say whether or not they wanted to see a match between these two, basically as sort of a revenge match for WrestleMania. And then following that, we went to match number 3. This was Brodus Clay versus Drew McIntyre. Brodus Clay won this one with a headbutt as Drew McIntyre was flying through midair, looked like for a double chop. And after that, Brodus Clay got the splash and the win. And following that, we moved on to John Cena making an announcement. This was prior to his tag match with Kane versus Chris Jericho and Big Show. John Cena came out and basically said that he was going to, number one, stop the Big Show, and number two, do whatever he has to whomever he has to in order to become the next Mr. Money in the Bank. And then he reiterates that he will win Money in the Bank. So after that, the match number 4 started. Again, John Cena and Kane versus Jericho and Big Show. Cena tried to slam Big Show, couldn't quite get him up the first time, and Big Show fell on top of him. Later, John Cena did manage to get Big Show with a side suplex. He attempted the 5 moves on Chris Jericho a little bit later into the match, but Jericho basically got pulled out of the ring during the pin by Big Show, and after that, this provoked the disqualification, by the way. And after that, Big Show grabbed a couple of ladders, sort of again presaging the match that's going to take place on Sunday, and took them into the ring and started threw Chris Jericho in between the legs of one of them and started crushing him inside of the legs of those. John Cena grabbed a ladder and swatted Big Show out of the ring, and then held the ladder over his head, pretty much in triumph. And then we move on to the next match, which was number 5, which was Money in the Bank qualifying match, the last match for Raw. This was Sin Cara versus Heath Slater. Sin Cara won this one, but after the win, Heath Slater protested, saying that he is going to be a future champion, and he was ready to prove it. Go ahead and send down any ex-champion you got. John Cena, he doesn't care. Send down whoever. And Heath Slater would go against him. They sent out Bob Backlund. From back in the days, when I was a kid, he was actually making his second run in the WWE, I think. But nonetheless, he still looks the same in the face for some reason. He came down, the crowd loved it, people were chanting, "You still got it," and Bob Backlund does still got it. Apparently, he was able to put Heath Slater in a crossface chicken wing, and Heath Slater had to tap out. There was no actual match, but after sufficient saying of Uncle, Bob Backlund let Heath Slater go. And following that, there was the match between Jerry Lawler and Michael Cole. This was pretty quick. Jerry Lawler grabbed Michael Cole, spun him around a bunch of times and threw him on the ground. After Michael Cole couldn't get up, Jerry Lawler pinned him, and that was pretty much the end of it. But the anonymous GM chimed in again because before the match had actually started, Michael Cole tried to make a run for it, and Booker T, who was down doing the substitute announcing while the two main announcers were in the ring, went ahead and gently helped Michael Cole get back into the ring, and the GM said that because of Booker T's interference, the match was going to instead go to Michael Cole for the win. And now, at this point, Santino comes down with his detective hat still on, and he says that he's figured out that the only place that the GM could be would be under the mat. He gets down and gets almost pulled under the mat. Jerry Lawler pulls him back out, and attached to his legs is Hornswoggle. So it looks like Hornswoggle's been sending these messages, at least for now, all this time during this show. And Jerry Lawler tried to give him a good firm talking to, and Hornswoggle gave him a kick in the leg, gave Michael Cole a kick in the leg, and bit Santino in the biscuit, and then made a run for it. So hopefully Zack Ryder gets to participate somehow, some way, the rest of the week or on SmackDown. We'll see what happens. Match number 7. This was the mixed tag match between Eve and Daniel Bryan versus AJ and CM Punk. Now, this ended when AJ, basically Eve went to tag out after she and AJ had gone round for a little bit, both giving as good as they got, but Eve went to tag out to Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan jumped down off the apron, refusing to take the tag. At which point AJ rolled up Eve for the pin. Now, following this, Bryan asks AJ, "Why don't you just leave? Why don't Daniel Bryan and AJ just leave and go get married?" CM Punk tells her that he's not gonna blatantly lie and try to use her to maintain his WWE Championship, but he knows that Bryan just wants to use her to get the championship, and he's not gonna tell her that he loves her or that he wants to marry her, but he doesn't care if what he tells her costs him the match on Sunday, and if telling her the truth hurts her in some way, he's sorry about that, but at least he cares enough to tell her the truth. At which point, AJ slaps CM Punk, then she slaps Bryan, and then she grins and skips away. The end. That's what happened. And so we'll leave it there. This is going to come to a culmination at Money in the Bank again on Sunday. Check your pay-per-view listings with your satellite or cable company, and go ahead and check it out. For myself, the Invincible E. Vincent, take care, enjoy the rest of your week. Check us out on Thursday also for the Impact review at that time. Once again, take care, enjoy the rest of your week.